We are moving right along. You're now in Unit 6. Congratulations for completing the first 5 days of Coach University. Today we're going to talk about building relationships. Hopefully you have printed out this tracker. There's kind of a lot of information on here, so I kind of want to break it down, make it a little bit easier for you guys to follow. First of all, every single month in the Tribe Family team page, there is an announcement with the calendar and all the announcements that you need to know for the month. You can print that out, and it kind of breaks down into building relationships a little bit more. There's a section on it. But everything is on here as well. So it's in 2 different places. As we have our Tribe Family meetings throughout the month, you will also see that we'll be using these trackers, just one night. We'll work on building relationships so you can get used to building relationships in one night, right? That doesn't mean you wait until that team meeting, but if you want to gain more confidence, you want to make sure you're on that so that you can do it with us and kind of fully understand what we're doing. I am more than welcome to always share my screen and show you what I'm doing behind the scenes as we hop onto those. So the first thing you need to do, number 1 says tracking your relationships. Guys, you got to track your business. This is a business. You wouldn't buy a McDonald's and not know what your final numbers are at the end of the day. You wouldn't know how many Big Macs were ordered or, whatever. You have to track them so you know what to order, you know who to contact when you need to get more cups or, all that kind of stuff. It's the same thing with your business. You have to track it. So you're going to print this tracker out so that you can keep track of who you're talking to. There are so many ways to be able to do this, but we're going to start basic. I am a paper pencil kind of girl. I built this business on pen and paper, not on the computer. I didn't, use Excel until later in life. So start simple. Don't oversimplify trying to keep track of all those relationships. Print it out and be a pen and paper person until you get your systems down. So the first thing you're going to do when you sit down and you print this tracker, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to sit and you're just going to write names on them. Write any name that comes to mind. Write any name that you're like, oh, this person could really use a health and fitness challenge group. This person is struggling, and I know they are. Guys, that's how I got into a group. My coach is Breezy, and she messaged me. That message changed my life forever. And that was over 6 years ago. She sent this message. And you know what? I told her no. I told her no several times because I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to work on me yet. I was over 200 pounds. I was depressed. I, failed all these yo-yo diets. What was going to make this different? I had to learn to trust her. And so I was one of the first people she ever reached out to. And I said no, but she never gave up. She continued to build a relationship with me. And she didn't just talk about Beachbody, but we connected on an infertility level. We both have struggled with infertility. And so when she was building a relationship, she was building a meaningful relationship about infertility, about miscarriages, where I am, what testing I've had done, and we carried this conversation. So then when she asked again, it wasn't awkward. It wasn't like she was just talking about Beachbody, but she had this feeling that I needed this in my life, and she was absolutely correct. So she wrote my name down on her tracker. Here I am 6 years later, a top coach, one of her, her top coach that she has, and it all started because she put my name down on this tracker. And when I said no, she didn't give up on me. She continued to build a genuine relationship with me. Guess what? I learned to trust her even more. I knew that if I signed up, and I remember telling my husband this, that if Breezy wasn't the one asking me, if it was someone else I didn't know very well, I would have never said yes. But I trusted Breezy, and I knew she would lead me where I needed to go, and she wouldn't, betray me, or she wouldn't, she had my best interests at heart, and I knew that from her talking. And you know what? We hadn't talked for several months, several years, maybe even a year when she reached out to me the very first time. Because I had moved. We were both in Idaho when I moved to Utah, and things, life happens, right? And so she started by putting my name down. So when you first print out this tracker, I want you to take time and just kind of sit in the quiet for a minute and write down any name that comes to mind. Any name that you're like, I would love to have them as my working buddy. Maybe you want them as a coach. Maybe you want them, this person struggles with emotional eating. That you could help them. Write those names that come to your mind, write them down first. And then as you go, go through your social media. After you've done that, go through your social media list and, let those names be triggered. Don't discount anyone, but don't just write their name down because they're your friend. Write the names down that you are looking through and you're just like, that person I want to talk to, that person I want to reconnect with, that person. Maybe it's not even for a challenge group, but maybe you haven't talked to this person since high school and you just want to say hi. That's what it's about. So go through your social media and anyone that kind of pops out to you, just write their name down so that you can send them a message and just reconnect with them and start building that solid relationship with them. Another great way to add to your contact list is simply your birthday friends. Facebook notifies you whose birthday it is every single day. If it doesn't notify you, you can click on the birthdays and find out whose birthdays are today. And that is a simple way to start building a relationship again, like sending a simple message, happy birthday, are you doing anything fun, can lead to a conversation for days and weeks and months and years of you guys just reconnecting. And so it's as simple as adding someone's birthday. And maybe, you're like, oh, I haven't talked to them in a while, I'm going to send a birthday message. Write them on your contact list so you can continue just to build that solid relationship with them. Another thing that you can do is Facebook memories and anniversaries, right? So sometimes it says, hey, congratulations, you've been friends with Breezy Bitter for 5 years, or you've been friends with Jamie Smith for 10 years, or whatever it is. Send them a message, see how they're doing. Start building that relationship and reconnecting with those people. They're just great ways. Or sometimes your Facebook memories pops up. Maybe it's your wedding. And so maybe it's a bridesmaid you had. You haven't talked to them forever. Like, just simply say, hey, my wedding pictures popped up. I haven't talked to you since, the day I got married, or whatever it is. How's life? I just saw you went to Hawaii. Facebook stalking you because I hadn't talked to you for a while. Saw you went to Hawaii. How was that? Like, we want to go to Hawaii. It's just building a relationship. It's starting that initial conversation and seeing where it goes. You never, ever have to force a conversation. If it gets weird, stop messaging them. Add them to a different month so you can reconnect with them a different month. But it doesn't have to be beach body talk. You're building relationships, or before you even start beach body talk, it has to start with a relationship. And so understand that. What are your everyday friends? Who are people that you hang out with? Maybe at work, at a church, at a mom group. Who are those people that you're like, yeah, I could work side by side with that person. We have a lot of fun. Or, that person, was really struggling, right now. I wonder if, a group would be a right fit for them. Or simply like, hey, we talk all the time. Why aren't we friends on social media? Those kind of things that you can do. And you can start building those initial contacts. We'll start small and start those relationships. But you know what? Later down the road, they're going to be your challengers. They're the ones who are going to start watching you more because you're popping up on their mind. Your name comes because you've been talking to them. Your name pops to them up and they go and, stalk your page, whether they leave a comment or not, or rather, they're watching you. People are watching you. They're watching you with an eagle eye. And then people you're influencing, people that are watching your stories, people who are clicking likes, people who are commenting on your posts, they're watching you. And you know it. So message them. Tell them thanks for the motivation after you posted a transformation photo, or tell them, when they vote on your poll, say, hey, thanks for voting on the dress. That's the dress I ended up getting. Simple things like that. That's what it's about. It's simply about building those solid relationships. When you build a solid relationship, those people become your challengers later down the road. It may not happen your first month. They may tell you no the first time you ask them. But after they say no the first time, or second or third, eventually, if you don't give up in this business, if you press forward, guys, this business 6 years now is almost easier because people have been watching me for 5 years, 3 years, 2 years, and they see I'm not going anywhere. They have that trust in knowing that I'll always be here, that I'm here to help them. And so stay consistent, trust the process, and be a lifer. Commit now to saying, I will be here a year from now. I will be here 2 years from now. I will be here 3 years from now, because that is what it's about. Just because you might not make $1 million the first week or two or month or year or 2 years or 5 years, be a lifer. Decide right now that you're going to be here. That you're going to build these connections that will last a lifetime. And guys, you know what's cool? Meeting your challengers in real life. Some of these people, at first you're going to have these challengers that are your best friends in real life and your friends and family, because that's who you are talking to now. But eventually your challenge groups will be filled with strangers as you network and as you grow your business. You'll be linked up with complete strangers, and you get to meet them in real lives and real events that we go to and barbecues and other things that we do. So build that relationship, have that confidence, guys. Be you, be unapologetically you as you talk to people in real life and on social media. That's really, really the key to this business is, being comfortable. It's hard. It's hard at the beginning to send out that first invite, and it's hard to hear that no the first time and the second time, and 6 years later, it's still hard to hear the no, but you can do it. You absolutely can do it. So decide to be here a year from now. Decide to invite. Step outside your comfort zone and do it. And you move on to I think for the one more unit, and you'll be done with Coach University.